And we back. Time for some more college hoops with some fun upsets this week. Some upsets that we're gonna be very happy about to talk about. One right on the one right on the first day. Let's get it started. Rolling in number 20 Ohio State losing on the road to Purdue. Now Purdue is a good team, but they still lost, and that still makes me happy.
We're Wolverine fans. We like to see the Buckeyes lose, no matter what it is.
In any facet.
Anything, if they lose, it's just yes.
And it's good to see, and now we're definitely ranked above them. And you'll see I've been working on this graphic. It's going to be rolling along on the side. It's just going to be scrolling down through the top 25 as we talk about it. So you'll be able to see all the top 25 teams on the side here. But Ohio State definitely drops after that. I forgot where they dropped to. I think they dropped all the way to 25. If I'm not mistaken.
No, they're like 23, I think.
23.
Yeah, 23.
23? Okay, I didn't know how far they dropped. Other games for the day, number 21 Duke taking care of business against Notre Dame. Texas taking care of business against Sam Houston State. And Villanova just kicking Butler's butt.
I mean, Butler's always got a decent team, but I don't know how good they are this year. I haven't really paid too much attention to the Big East.
You usually just expect them to put up a bigger fight than that.
It's Villanova.
It is Villanova, but still. Going on to the next game, probably the game of the week thus far, or the game of this week thus far, at least from what I've seen. Kansas at number 5, Kansas at number 14, Texas Tech. Kansas etching out a 1-point win against Texas Tech. That looked like it was a fun one.
I did not see much of this game because I was at a young adult group and we were having a gift exchange, which went rather crazy. That was pretty eventful. But, yeah, Kansas, pretty good win, obviously. Texas Tech, very, very good team. And nice win there for the Jayhawks.
And then Creighton absolutely demolishing St. John's. Not that that's too impressive, but congratulations to Creighton. West Virginia etching out a 5-point win at home on Friday night against Iowa State. Bride scores 18 points. It puts them up at the end.
Iowa State always seems to be that like sneaky team that like because they're always a decent team. They usually have a really good team because they're a pretty good basketball program, and so everyone really expects a lot out of the Cyclones. And well, they're that sneaky team that if you don't take them seriously, they can come up with an upset. And well,
in this time,
they just making some plays that they might have against West Virginia.
Moving on to the next game, number 10 Tennessee blowing out Tennessee Tech 103-49, sending the Tennessee Tech Falcons to 0-8 on the year. Poor Tennessee Tech. And then BYU getting the upset against number 18 San Diego State. Matt Mitchell for San Diego State tried to carry his team with over half of his team's points, and they couldn't win. 35 points for Matt Mitchell, but the San Diego State Aztecs fall 72-62 to BYU, the BYU Cougars.
One player, seems like one team, one player can carry you only so far. They only can do so much. They have to have pieces around them. That's why you see some of these teams like when Indiana had Romeo Langford as literally like their only guy, only really good. I mean, he was a good player.
And they were good. They were good, but they weren't. They were good, but they weren't like consistently good.
Yeah, because they only had one guy gain most of their production. I mean, they had some other guys who were decent, but that was the issue. Mm-hmm. They only had one contributor, and like I said, that only one guy can carry you so far. They can do a lot for you, just not really enough.
Yeah, you can only do so much. But big upset for BYU there. Sorry, I forgot about this game. Not as close as Texas Tech Kansas, but number 1 Gonzaga showing why they should be number one and handling Iowa. They didn't completely handle them. It was only an 11-point win, but still a double-digit win against the number 3 team in the country is pretty telling for the for the Zags here. Big win.
One right under it is disturbing, but we'll just talk about Gonzaga, Iowa for right now.
We're going to talk about that one right under it.
Gonzaga, very good performance. I was at Walmart for most of the day, so I basically had to just listen on it through my earbuds. And from what I was hearing, Gonzaga was doing a good job defensively, as best as they could, because Iowa obviously very, very good offense. And Gonzaga did an outstanding job. I think Gonzaga is seriously underrated. My family, to be honest, my family hates them, thinks they're overrated every single year. And I'm like, okay, before they were, I'll give you that, but they're not overrated this year. This is an outstanding team. And I think they just proved it on Saturday with a huge win over was a very, very good-looking Iowa Hawkeye team. And winning 99-88 is pretty stinking impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They basically controlled it all the way through, got a big lead, and just basically took over from that point on. Iowa never got anywhere closer.
Exactly. I saw
Gonzaga.
I saw Sam in the chat saying we don't give Luke Garza enough love, or in the comments saying we don't give Luke Garza enough love. So Luke Garza had 30 points, 10 rebounds. So a 30 and 10 double-double. You're welcome. We're showing off Luke Garza. Anyway, on to a game that's much less impressive, or much less important. Number 2 Baylor absolutely slaughtering K-State. 100-69.
Speaking of slaughtering people, wow, Wisconsin.
Just
holy cow.
Didn't give any craps about Louisville. Just did not care. They bulldozed Louisville. That's why they're in the top 10 now. They bulldozed Louisville.
I mean, apparently Louisville was a little short-handed. They had a lot of guys missing. Still, you don't expect some Wisconsin to just smoke them like that and literally just demolish them.
Wisconsin's typically a team that wins.
Close.
Wisconsin's typically a team that's good and wins, but you rarely ever see Wisconsin, like you said, running up the score and like blowing somebody out. You usually see them winning in close games. And then even
Louisville.
Yeah, and then even here, UCF at Florida State upsetting them on the road in a pretty handy 12-point win. I don't think Florida State's the best team ever, but that's still, you don't want to be losing at home to UCF. I mean, UCF's a solid school, but you're ranked 15. You got to be doing better than that. Mahan for UCF scored 32, 6-2. Good game.
UCF is a very good. I think they're a good team. Honestly, this is a underrated squad. They got some players, and if you don't take them seriously, if you don't come in ready to play, which from what I could tell, Florida State really wasn't. And they basically, Florida State had the lead at the end of the first half by 5 points. So I'm thinking they probably thought, all right, we got this. We're in control. We're going to take this one. And then UCF came out in the second half, made some adjustments, and boom, took it.
Like game one
very
of the
good. Very good win for UCF. And honestly, for us Michigan fans, that's huge because we beat UCF and demolished them. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. North Carolina sending Kentucky their 5th straight loss. What is going on with Kentucky?
People want to say that Duke is struggling, and maybe they are. They haven't had the greatest start to the season, but
they're not Kentucky.
Can we talk about Kentucky, please? 1-5, 5 losses in a row. What is going on? This is supposed to be a very good Kentucky team. Like, I've seen some years where, I mean, the team's not expected to be great, and, well, they don't end up being good. They have historic moments where they look historically bad, and, well, people are like, well, it's kind of what we expected. It's not the greatest performance, but this is Kentucky, and they were supposed to have a good season. They have Oliver Sarr, or I think that's his name, Oliver Sarr from Wake Forest. They got him to transfer over. Is it Oliver Sarr? I don't know. They got some big guy from Wake Forest to transfer over, and they have a bunch of other freshmen too. They always have great players. They have a great coach. It just doesn't make any sense for Kentucky to be 1-5 this year, especially with the kind of talent that they have. Brandon Boston's on the team. Got Terrence Clark. Isaiah Jackson's really good. Yeah, it is Oliver Sarr. I was right.
What's going on? Yeah, I looked it up. It was Oliver Sarr. What's going on with the Blue Bloods in general? Like Duke, North Carolina, and Kentucky have all not had the greatest of years. Just something's going on with those Blue Bloods this year. I don't know.
Maybe it'll be the year of the new Blue Bloods or something. I don't know.
Heck yeah. All right. On to Sunday and Sunday Fun Day. Northwestern kicking the snot out of number 4 Michigan State. Kicked the snot out of them. Winning by 14 points.
I was watching this game, honestly. I had a bunch of stuff on while I don't know why I turned on Giants and Browns. That was stupid. But I was watching this and I wasn't expecting much. I just kind of put it off to the side and called it a day. But then I'm watching. I'm like, wait,
what's going on?
This right? What? Holy cow! Northwestern's destroying them. It's a 20-point. What? Am I? Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm right. Really terrible performance from Michigan State. They looked awful in that game. Very little. It just didn't look good. Didn't look like they had really played much that year. Didn't look like they knew what to do half the time. Bad shots, lazy defense, and the one thing that Michigan State had been outstanding in, which is rebounds. They only had one advantage in. They had one more board overall. This is something that Michigan State has been unbelievable in for like years. And they only had one more board than the Wildcats, and it was 33-32. So that's really interesting considering how good Michigan State has been rebounding the basketball. Also, 38% shooting's not special. Especially since compared to 52, and Michigan State's normally a good defense. So, not the best of games, but again, it's still early in the season, and Michigan State always has that game where they just drop it for no apparent reason. They have no business losing it, but they do anyway.
Right, exactly. That was bad. I can't really say anything in Boo Booey with 30 points. I just wanted to say the name Boo Booey. Houston destroying Alcorn State. Okay, moving on. Number 9 Creighton. I was about to say.
Overtime win over UConn.
Slipping out a 2-point win. I mean, UConn's always a respectable team. Always.
Yeah, but you don't expect to be that close with a team that's so good as Creighton. I mean, Creighton's number 9 in the country.
Creighton's really good.
For UConn to be that close, I was pretty interested by, because that would have been a huge win if the Huskies had pulled it off. Of course, I was at a Christmas party on Sunday, so I didn't see much of any of this stuff.
Yeah. Texas slipping out a 3-point win against Oklahoma State. Obviously, everybody's talking about Oklahoma State with the big prospect of Cade Cunningham. Obviously, an NBA ready player, gonna definitely be a high draft pick. It's kind of all Oklahoma State really has, though, so they can't really get the win against Texas. It was close, though. Cunningham had 25 points, but he's definitely the storyline.
Can't get postseason either.
Yeah, that's definitely the storyline, though, is Cunningham specifically. And then probably another one of the big ones, Rutgers upsetting Illinois. Illinois has looked good. All of their losses have come to good teams, but not a game you want to be losing. At least it's to a respectable team like Rutgers, but you can't keep dropping these early games, especially in the Big Ten now. But big win for Rutgers.
Yeah, I really wanted to see this, but again, I was at a Christmas party, and all the people there want to do is watch the Lion.
Yikes.
Yeah, we're playing the Titans. I want to watch something competitive. I honestly wasn't going to say that because, well, that'd be pretty. But,
but
I want to really see Rutgers, Illinois. But
it's true, though.
Well, either way, still, very, very good win for Rutgers. I thought this would be a very good game, and you know what? It ended up being one. I was kind of thinking that Illinois would take it in the close one, but evidently they really didn't. And Illinois, even though all their losses have come to really good teams, I mean, Missouri is probably their worst loss, and their other two are Baylor and now Rutgers, who's undefeated. So,
They have good
I mean,
losses.
good wins or not wins, losses, good losses.
But still
Now
losses.
have losses, so it's interesting because Illinois is supposed to be a top team, but they keep dropping all these games to good teams, and if you're really going to be on the top, you can't lose those.
Mhm.
Especially in the Big Ten, like you said, because it's pretty loaded and there isn't really a game you can take off.
Exactly. Now on to Monday, where every single game was a blowout. The only one I'm even going to mention is Tennessee beating St. Joseph's 102-66 because Tennessee has just literally been like making examples of their prey. And then on to today, we have probably one of the worst shooting games I have ever seen. Not as bad as NC State Virginia Tech, but Bradley versus Missouri. Bradley finished an abysmal 23 for 63 field goal at 36.5% field goal percentage, and Missouri went 16 for 63, a 25% field goal shooting night. The only difference in this game that gave Missouri the slight edge was free throws. They made 19 of their 26 free throws versus Bradley only making 5 of their 10. So, it's a pretty bad game.
Yeah, not impressive.
No.
Pretty ugly, especially since Missouri has a really good win against Illinois now. So, I don't know how good Missouri is, honestly, but hey, they beat Illinois, and I mean they pulled off the ugly win against Bradley. So maybe it was just a game they took off. We'll see what happens, though.
Yep. And then Texas Tech etching out a 2-point win on the road against Oklahoma. Definitely a big one.
Good game.
Good conference win.
I saw pretty much a lot of that since Nets and Warriors turned out to be a blowout.
It was so fun. It was so fun to watch their ball movement. We'll talk about that in our next segment. And then the last game I want to mention. Like I said, honestly, I'm pretty sure the title of this video is going to be "What's Happening to the Blue Bloods." NC State beating UNC 79-76. I don't know what's going on with the Blue Bloods, man. They're just not doing that good this year.
Well, honestly, North Carolina almost came back in this one. They were down by double digits. It was pretty much a blowout, and North Carolina stormed back. I mean, they were down 13 with 5 minutes to go, and they only lost by 3. So North Carolina made it very close against their big rival, but just couldn't pull it off. And like you said, yeah, Blue Bloods are really struggling.
Bro.
And side note, West Virginia, Kansas currently playing right now. It's at halftime, but the Mountaineers have it 36-35 at the moment at the half.
That's a good one.
Very good game so far.
And all I got to say is poor Northwestern State. For some reason, they have to play Gonzaga twice. They played Gonzaga on Monday and got blown out 95 to. They played them yesterday and got blown out 95-57, and now they're playing today and losing 43-17.
Why are they playing them again?
I don't know, but poor Northwestern State for having to play Gonzaga twice. All right, so that's it for this week. We're cutting our episodes a little bit shorter this week due to the holidays. So I hope you all enjoy your holiday week, enjoy your holiday weekend, enjoy your long weeks, your winter breaks, whatever you're on. Just have a great and happy holidays. Bye, y'all.